Coming up this morning on Chris 6 Sunrise, CCISD has approved the closure of 7 schools right here in the coastal bend. We have a look at when you can expect the changes to come into place. Plus, the Western Lake reservoirs hit a new low with only 10% combined capacity. City Council will receive a briefing on the water supply as well as a couple of votes that may address the crisis.
Amanaconejo and Flower Bluff, where repeated fires have happened in this home. Hear from neighbors and why they're fed up.
Hey, good morning, everyone. You are watching Chris 6 Sunrise, and thank you so much for starting your day with us. I'm Brian Hoffman. Michelle has the day off, so we have plenty of neighborhood news to get to this morning. Like we talked about, the city releasing those new lake levels, closure of 7 different schools in our region. We've got you covered on all that and more. But first, we got to turn things on over to meteorologist Stephen Jonesy standing by with a look at the roadways as you're just heading out the door this morning. Hey, good morning, Stephen. How you doing?
Oh, good morning, Brian. Not too bad. You know, not going to complain about those 50s on the board. We're seeing plenty of cloud cover overhead, even a little bit of rain, luckily. But right now in here in Corpus Christi, luckily not seeing that rain as we're heading out for our morning commute. Here's a live look at that SBID Skycam. You can see a few cars heading out for our morning commute, but luckily that traffic flowing nice and smooth there. And that's the story across most of our roadways. Getting a closer look here at the new Harbor Bridge to and from Portland. Going to be good and green on that roadway if you're heading out that way. So let's work on over towards Robstown and Calallen. Only seeing a minor slowdown there on 44, getting close to Violet. But if you're heading on 37 this morning, not going to be any issues on your commute. Over into our neck of the woods, Ocean Drive, seeing that decent slowdown between Airline and Ennis-Jocelyn right now. Saratoga, a minor slowdown as you get closer to Weber, but Crosstown Expressway and SBID both coming in the clear. Now looking over closer to Flower Bluff, both Flower Bluff Drive and Waldron Road in the clear, although if you're heading up towards NAS Corpus Christi, definitely want to give yourself a couple extra minutes for that morning commute. And just a quick look over by the island, no issues here, so really for the most part looking like a good and green morning as we're kicking off our Tuesday.
Stephen, thank you so much for that, brother. So the Corpus Christi Independent School District has approved the closure of 7 schools right here in the coastal bend. So the vote 4-3 came Monday night after weeks of public testimony and 8 community listening sessions. So this plan closes Fannin, Castoris, Sanders, and Travis Elementaries, along with Brown, Haas, and Martin Middle Schools. Transition plans for students and staff, as well as transportation, they're going to all be developed in the coming months ahead of the next school year. At Corpus Christi City Council, they have a packed agenda for today's meeting. Council will hear a critical briefing on the city's water supply with a focus on the Evangeline Groundwater Project. They'll also vote on an agreement to sell recycled water from the Greenwood Treatment Plant to Valero Refining. That deal actually could free up drinking water for some neighbors, right? Well, Council members Eric Cantu, Carolyn Vaughn, and Sylvia Campos have also placed multiple controversial items on the city's agenda. One would move the public comment period back to noon. That's reversing a change that the very same 3 council members made just 6 months ago. They also want council to consider eliminating the drought exemption fee. Stay tuned to Chris 6 on air and online for the very latest. Well, the city of Corpus Christi has given us an update on our lake levels. Unfortunately, it's not looking good, folks. According to the daily reservoir and pass-through status reports, the combined capacity of Choke Canyon Reservoir and Lake Corpus Christi, well, they have reached at 10%, I should say. That's the lowest levels in their history. Lake Corpus Christi currently stands at 11.6% capacity, while Choke Canyon Reservoir, that's only at 9.4%. Well, just a quick reminder, folks, Corpus Christi is still under a stage 3 water restriction. That means you can't water your lawn, but you can water plants only before 10 a.m. and after 6 p.m. By hand watering, that is. Foundation watering by drip irrigation is allowed every other week on your designated watering day. You can also wash your car by hand only with a 5-gallon bucket on your designated watering day. Swimming pools, those can be maintained, but you got to cover them when not in use. Over in Odom, a special board meeting is scheduled for today after there was no developments made during Monday's meeting in the arrest of a student athlete. As previously reported, a 19-year-old Christopher Jacob Soto was arrested and charged with indecency with a child after an alleged assault on an Odom Ed Roy school bus. The board was in executive session for over 2 hours, and no action was taken on any items related to the matter. The 2 items on the agenda for today's meeting include a vote on 2 of the 3 coaches present for the alleged assault and if they would be placed on administrative leave.
Amana Conejo in Flower Bluff, where repeated fires have happened in this home. Hear from neighbors and why they're fed up.
A blighted home on Scotland Drive in Flower Bluff has become a growing danger for nearby residents. Linked to multiple fires and frequent homeless activity, neighbors say they live in constant fear. One recent fire spread from the property, damaging a neighbor's fence, barn, and a shed containing personal belongings. Residents also report theft and safety concerns tied to people coming and going at all hours. City code compliance as the property was previously cleaned using federal grant funds, but no additional money is available. Neighbors say the temporary fix is not enough and worry another fire could happen at any time.
Well, hey there, and good Tuesday morning, Coastal Bend. Getting a live look at our USS Lexington Cam thanks to First Community Bank, the new Harbor Bridge and View, putting on a good show with the aquarium this morning. 52 degrees, though, probably jacket worthy as you're heading out the door, but as we go into the afternoon, chasing those mid-60s, so not too much to complain about. Definitely better than those 80s we were seeing just last week. Over the past 10 hours, it's been a decent cool down. We were in the upper 50s, 57 degrees at 8 p.m. last night. Now settling down in those lower 50s here in Corpus Christi and really across the entire region, avoiding most of those 40s. Just a couple of us have dropped down to that 47-degree mark for the cool spot in Freer, 48 as you work to the northwest in Cotulla, but then a good 10-degree run towards the coast, 57 at the Naval Air Station, 55 in Rockport as we're kicking off our Tuesday morning. Looking at those dew points out there, still some significantly dry air in the area. Dew points in the 30s and 40s across our neck of the woods, so dry air at the surface, but if you go up just a couple thousand feet, that's where we start to get some more moisture and even some of those rain showers working into western portions of the area. First, planning out your Tuesday, though, like I talked about, a few of those showers going to be around into the morning hours. Can't rule out 1 or 2 into the afternoon, but keeping those dew points in mind, going to be questionable if we even see that rain work its way to the ground. Temperature-wise, though, they're going to climb slowly through the 60s, chasing the mid-60s for daytime highs across our neck of the woods. And as we look at the upper level pattern, or at least that infrared satellite, you can see where the moisture is coming from. It's that Pacific moisture working all the way across Mexico, working into South Texas. And that's actually just a little bit up in the sky, and that's what's fueling these showers into the western portions of the area right now. In between I-35 and I-37, you can see those yellows and reds on the map. Slowly over the next few hours, going to watch this activity creep closer to Corpus Christi, and here's how that could shape up, at least on one of our high-resolution models here, working in by that 11 a.m. time frame closer to our neck of the woods. But after that works through, that is probably our best rain chance for right now. As we go into the afternoon, a few more specks of green are going to be on the board, but keeping those dew points in mind in the 30s and 40s, like I talked about, it's going to be questionable if those showers are even able to reach the ground with their rainfall. Into tomorrow, some big changes on the way. If you're not a fan of that cloud cover we've been seeing, plenty of sunshine and warmer temperatures are going to be on the way for us tomorrow as we push into those mid-70s for daytime highs. But if we keep our eyes on the upper level pattern towards the eastern half of the United States, mainly watching this cold air really encompass portions of the Midwest, it's going to send a couple cold fronts into our neck of the woods as well, keeping us closer to average. And keep in mind, our average for this time of year is supposed to be about 67 degrees, so not too much to complain about as we're going through the second full week of 2026. Here's how we could look at or see that on the 7-day forecast. 70s by tomorrow, 60s by Thursday, 70s by Friday, so a bit of a roller coaster for us. But then as we go into the weekend, going to hold on to plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the upper 80s or upper 60s with another rain chance on the way by MLK Day.
So a case that could impact the future of transgender athletes will take center stage today. Coming up on Sunrise Scripps News Group's Joe St. George, we'll have more on one of the most high-profile cases for the Supreme Court. Welcome back, folks. 6:12 is your time. Getting a live look from our studio sky cam. Looking pretty gorgeous. You can see the entire city and the new Harbor Bridge. It's all lit up in the background. We're going to be checking in on our weather plus the roadways, of course, with meteorologist Stephen Jones in just a minute. But first on some national headlines. So oral arguments for one of the most high-profile cases for the Supreme Court will take place today. The case could impact the future of transgender rights when it comes to sports. To talk more on this, we're bringing on in our very own Deputy Political Director, Mr. Joe St. George. Hey, good morning, Joe. Can you break down today's case and tell us how many states, including Texas, have tried to place a ban on transgender athletes?
29 states in total, including the state of Texas. Specifically, the oral arguments of the high court today are involving cases out of West Virginia and Idaho. But how the Supreme Court decides ultimately this case will impact likely the entire country. It's just oral arguments today, so it'll be several months. I wouldn't be surprised if it's late May or late June before we get an opinion. This is one of the big high-profile cases that the Supreme Court will hear this term, although there's a lot of high-profile cases. We've used that phrase a lot here at the end of 2025 or early 2026. It's a busy year for the Supreme Court. But this is one of the more politically divisive issues, as we've been saying, of our time. One of the plaintiffs in this case who's suing to block the West Virginia ban is Becky Pepper Jackson. She's a transgender teenage girl and athlete. She's recently finished third in the state discus throw. She told the Associated Press in an interview that she believes everyone, to paraphrase her, should have access to sports. Others disagree. President Trump has signed executive orders saying that men should not participate in women's sports. President Trump called this issue, quote, crazy, as early as last week was the last time the president talked about this specific issue. The Trump administration is standing by the states who are defending these bans that have been put in place either through executive statute or through a state law, like we have seen in the state of Texas. The UCLA Law School estimates that around 122,000 teenage athletes are transgender in this country. That gives you some perspective on who could be ultimately impacted here by the Supreme Court ruling. The High Court has a bit of a mixed bag on transgender rights in recent years. They've defended and protected transgender Americans from firings in one high-profile case from a few years back, but they have also upheld bans on gender-affirming surgeries for minors in some states. Anytime you're dealing with an issue like this, on paper, conservatives have the advantage just because it's a conservative-leaning Supreme Court. That does not guarantee an outcome, though, in this particular case. So we'll be listening to oral arguments getting underway, give or take 3 hours or so from now. But again, we won't have an opinion for several months.
Joe, thank you so much for your time and insight today. Looking forward to talking again very soon.
Well, hey there, and good Tuesday morning, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a look at our Snoopy Skycam, thanks to Matthew CCAC, sitting in those upper 50s, 57 degrees with winds out of the north 6 miles an hour. Probably jacket worthy as we're heading out the door, but the causeway in view, only a few cars so far heading out for that morning commute. Taking a look at our forecast pretty much through the next 48 hours, cloudy and cooler conditions going to stick around for today, and a few showers are going to be around today as well, especially in the morning hours, but we can't rule out 1 or 2 stray ones as we go into the afternoon. But luckily, if you're not a fan of the cloud cover and that rain going into tomorrow, more sunshine on the way for you, and those temperatures going to push right back up into those mid-70s. Starting off our Tuesday morning, though, a couple cool spots definitely off to the west. 47 in Freer, Cotulla battling it out for that cool spot. 46 degrees, just beating them by 1 degree, and then a good 10-degree warm up towards the coast. 56 in Port Aransas, 55 there for Rockport, 53 as we work our way over into Robstown this morning. What to expect for the rest of our day? Well, those temperatures slowly climbing through the 50s and then through the 60s as we go into the afternoon. Only going to stop at in those mid-60s though for topping out in daytime highs. And like I talked about, a few of those isolated showers going to be around. At least our high-res models want to put it around 11 a.m. right now, so I'd keep the umbrella handy as we're going into our Tuesday. And this is all being fueled by some Pacific moisture, actually. You can see it making its way across Mexico into South Texas, and this is actually elevated a little bit. If you can take into consideration our dew points at the surface, they are very dry right now in the 30s and 40s, so all of this rain is actually thousands of feet in the air right now, and it's going to be a question if it actually reaches the ground. The yellows and the reds, pretty likely that they're going to be reaching the ground, but as we go into that future tracker, you're going to see more of those greens into the afternoon, and those are going to be a little bit questionable. I think we're going to see a good system pushing in this morning by that 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. time frame. After it gets out of here, though, that's where we see more of those specks of green on the radar, where it becomes a little bit more questionable for us. Either way, we're going to take every drop in the bucket we can get with this passing system. And like I said, going into tomorrow, more sunshine going to be on the board. Those mid-70s going to make their return for daytime highs, so going to be a pretty nice day as we're heading into tomorrow, just slightly above that average of 67 degrees. In terms of the upper levels going into the rest of the week, my eyes are going to be on the east half of the United States, at least towards the Midwest, where you see these 2 troughs of that cold air really pushing into the area. It's going to send a couple good cold fronts into our neck of the woods. Unfortunately, we're on the tail end of those systems, so it's not going to be a major cool down for us, but it's at least going to hold us closer to that average around 67 degrees before finally we're heading in towards the back half of January. And latest long-range guidance does have us warming up, so going to enjoy the cooler temperatures while we have them. Rain-wise, the best chances are going to be with the system passing today and then another one coming in as we're working in towards that Monday to Tuesday time frame of next week. Going to keep my eyes on that one, but make sure to check back for updates as we're going through the week ahead. For that 7-day forecast, a bit of a roller coaster action as we're finishing out the second full week of 2026. The 70s by tomorrow, the 60s by Thursday in the wake of that first cold front, and then the same story as we're going into Friday and Saturday with the 70s and then 60s, but looking like a beautiful weekend in those upper 60s with more sunshine on the board.
Well, property owners are fighting back after controversial workforce housing deals were canceled by the Housing Authority. Coming up on Sunrise, now this could affect some working families around the Coastal Bend. Welcome back, folks. So property owners are fighting back after the Corpus Christi Housing Authority voted to cancel controversial workforce housing deals. It's a story that we've been following for months. The companies filed an emergency request for a restraining order Wednesday that they say the canceling agreements, I should say, could trigger foreclosures on 13 apartment complexes worth $350 million. The deals were designed to provide affordable housing, but drew criticism for removing properties from local tax rolls. The Housing Authority voted to void the agreements, citing violations of open meetings laws. Hundreds of working families could lose their affordable housing if the deals are canceled.
Well, hey there, and good Tuesday morning. Coastal Bend getting a live look from our USS Lexington camp thanks to First Community Bank. Both the Harbor Bridge and Aquarium in view putting on a good show, but a few cars heading out for that Tuesday morning commute so far. Luckily, looks like they're flowing nice and smooth there on the Harbor Bridge, and as we get a good look at that traffic flow across the entire region, that's exactly what we're seeing is plenty of greens on the map so far this morning. Starting it off with the new Harbor Bridge, just like we saw, no issues there, only a very minor slowdown on 361 between Ingleside and Gregory this morning. Over towards Robstown and Calallen now. A minor slowdown on 44 near Violet, but 37 if you're hitting that roadway, no issues to report as of right now. Over into our neck of the woods, Ocean Drive, SPID, Saratoga, and Crosstown Expressway, take your pick. They're all coming in the clear. A very minor slowdown on Rodfield as you're coming up towards SPID. And finally, a look over towards the Flower Bluff area. Walton Road seeing that medium slowdown there, but really the big one going to be as you're heading up towards the Naval Air Station, Corpus Christi. Just want to account for a few extra minutes there, but other than that, looking like a good and green morning as we're kicking off our Tuesday.
With wage garnishment and a key repayment plan ending, student loan borrowers are facing some big changes. I'm Maura Barrett. Coming up, what 2026 means for current borrowers.
Well, hey there, and happy Tuesday, Coastal Bend. Getting a live look at our Snoopy Skycam thanks to Matthew CCAC. 52 degrees out there. Want to take the jacket with you probably as we're heading out for our Tuesday morning, but you can also see plenty of cloud cover overhead. We'd probably be quite a bit colder without it, and that's where we're going to be the next couple of mornings. But of course, what we're expecting today is going to hold on to a lot of this cloud cover and the cooler conditions, only getting up into those 60s. A few showers going to be around, especially this morning. Can't rule it out into the afternoon, but the best chances look like they're going to reside with our morning hours. But as we go into tomorrow, if you haven't been a fan of the past couple of days, big changes on the way with plenty of sunshine and those 70s expected for daytime highs. Starting off our Tuesday morning, a couple of 40s out there. 46 in Cotulla to the northwest is our cool spot. 47 there in Freer as we're kicking it off. 50 degrees on the money as we work into Mathis, and then as you work your way along the coast, a decent warm up. 57 degrees from Port Aransas to the Naval Air Station. 55 out there in Rockport so far. For our dog walking forecast this Tuesday, today we've got Lorelei here ready to go on her walk over there on Ocean Drive, and those temperatures for her not going to be too bad at all, crawling up through the 50s towards that 60 degree mark as we're heading out for our lunchtime hour, but plenty of cloud cover expected as we're going through the morning hours, and like I said, maybe even a few of those isolated showers. All of us for daytime highs today going to be chasing those low to mid 60s. 64 in Sinton, 62 as you work your way up towards George West. I'm forecasting about 65 here in Corpus Christi, but like we talked about, the 70s as we expect going into tomorrow, as like we talked about. For our infrared satellite, this is what's fueling all of that rain right now. Seeing that Pacific moisture working overhead into South Texas, so we're seeing some elevated showers. These aren't very close to the surface. We have that incredibly dry air actually at the surface, so any of the light shower activity likely not making it to the ground, but it does look like some more yellows and reds definitely are making it to the ground there, closer to Highway 59. But as we go through the next couple of hours, going to watch this activity creep into our neck of the woods. The best rain chances, like I talked about, going to reside with the morning hours. As we roll into the afternoon, likely to start seeing them decrease just a little bit more for us, and especially as we go into our Wednesday, going to ride towards the bottom of the board. How that could shape up on our future tracker, at least this high-res model has that system pushing in, especially by about that 11 a.m. time frame, getting into our neck of the woods, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two, but we'll see if that's able to come true or not. Going into the afternoon hours, here's where we see more of those specks of green back on the radar, and these are going to be the ones that are very questionable if they even reach the ground with that dry air at the surface, but we'll still take every drop we can get. As we go into tomorrow, here's where the summer lovers are going to take back over, where we see more of that sunshine and the mid-70s for daytime highs as we head into our Wednesday for us. So not too bad of a week on the way, and a couple of cold fronts also going to work in. Keeping your eyes on the Midwest, you could see this core of cold air first working in by tomorrow night, and then especially by the time we're heading into the weekend, going to send two cold fronts our way, keeping us closer to that average of 67 degrees. But as we head into the later portions of that 10-day forecast, you can see where we slowly start to crawl back up into the red. So going to keep my eyes on that as we're heading into the back half of January. Doesn't look like we're going to get super cold right now, but of course can't rule out any stray cold fronts getting into our area by the end of the month. For that 7-day forecast, how it's going to shape up, well, we have the rain chance today, and then the roller coaster definitely takes effect. 70s to 60s, 70s to 60s as we're going through the next 4 days, but plenty of sunshine going to be on the board either way. Those cold fronts working in, keeping us at those temperatures, but looking like a beautiful weekend if you're going to have any of those outdoor plans. Temperatures in those upper 60s with plenty of sunshine.
Hey everyone, I'm Larissa Liska in Calallen. This board speaks a lot about Lady Cats softball history, but for these seniors, that story is not done yet.
Good eye.
More on their historic opportunity in sports.
This is your 6 Sports Report.
Hey everyone, I'm Larissa Liska. High school softball practice is officially underway, and for Calallen, they see the teams that came before them. They've won 3 straight state championships, and now they have a chance to be the first softball or baseball program in Texas to win 4 in a row. But it takes dedication, one day at a time, and good preparation.
We said we'd be back again!
You know, we know it won't be easy. We don't want it to be easy. Our girls understand and have sacrificed a lot to get to this point.
Last season, Calallen won the 4A Division I state championship over Andrews 9-2, becoming one of 2 Texas high school softball teams alongside Coahoma to ever three-peat. The Lady Cats' final record was 34-6. They've got another target on their backs, but they won it there.
The target is the only way we're going to be able to handle the pressure in the end. So we need everybody's pressure, and they beat us, you know, hats off. And, you know, but we're going to try to do what we need to do, learn from it, and get better.
Yes, Hannah!
Calallen softball graduated 2 seniors last spring, a pitcher and shortstop. Now 6 are leading the charge, including second baseman Kaylee Lopez. She'll help the new shortstop fit into the system.
Mostly all around, we are very strong because we've all been here and can know how to play together. So I think it's going to be good and fun.
After 3 seasons on varsity, Jordan Thibodeau has become the veteran pitcher. She won state MVP her sophomore season. Last year in the title game, she dealt 9 strikeouts through 5 innings, only allowing 1 hit. Now she's guiding the freshman, who will help her on the mound.
We have my sister, Hannah Thibodeau, and Addie Juarez. They play on the same select team, so they're kind of used to each other pitching and stuff and sharing spots, and I think they're both pretty good.
The Lady Cats slogan this spring is Fiat, a Latin word meaning let it be done.
If we're able to go for that 4-peat again and, you know, let it be done by us.
Calallen's journey back to state officially starts on Tuesday, February 10th with a road trip to Victoria East.
Thanks so much, Larissa. Appreciate it. So the 91st annual Nueces County Junior Livestock Show is underway, folks. Many children are getting ready to exhibit their animals. Monday's competition included the Pee-wee Goat Showmanship for children in kindergarten through 2nd grade. Some of those kiddos even got the opportunity to participate alongside their siblings. Our Neighbor News reporter Stephanie Molina spoke to Hazel, who is sharing her goat, Boone, with her older sister, Scarlett. The sisters say it's not just a competition, but but a family tradition.
It's just like a lot of fun showing goats, and sometimes you get a little nervous and stuff like that, but I love showing goats.
The Nueces County Junior Livestock Show runs until this Friday over at the Borchard Fairgrounds. If you want to know how Hazel and Scarlett did, or if you'd like more information about the upcoming events, just head on over to our website, christv.com.
Well, hey there and happy Tuesday, Coastal Bend. Getting a live look at our USS Lexington camp thanks to First Community Bank. Both the aquarium and the new Harbor Bridge putting on a good show for our Tuesday morning so far. 52 degrees though, heading out the door. Might want to take the jacket with you as we're heading into our Tuesday. Looking at those dew points, not going to notice the moisture in the air as we're going into today. Those dew points in the 30s, if not the 40s for most of us across the Coastal Bend. Still some significantly drier air here at the surface, but luckily going to help those rain showers reach the surface just a little bit more. Temperatures in your neck of the woods, 48 degrees as you work your way over towards Hebronville, 50 there in Beeville, 52 here in town like we talked about, and even those upper 50s closer to the coast. Port Aransas is coming in at 57 degrees with winds pretty calm this morning, mostly out of the north around 5 to 10 miles an hour. But luckily we are starting to see some of that rain shower activity finally working into the region, especially there along Highway 59 closer to Freer, starting to get some of that rain shower activity. Over the next few hours, slowly going to watch this activity crawl closer to the coast and even here into the Corpus Christi region. Latest high-res guidance has it here about that 11 a.m. time frame, so I'd say keep the umbrella handy as we're going into our Tuesday. Here's a look at how those rain chances shape up through today. The best chance is going to be with this morning, but we can't rule out one or two of those isolated showers into the afternoon. As we go into tomorrow, though, if you haven't been a fan of that cloudy, cooler weather, it's going to be a good one for you tomorrow with plenty of sunshine and temperatures pushing right back up into those 70s. First, though, getting through today, those daytime highs going to top out in those mid-60s, forecasting 65 degrees here for Corpus Christi with a few of those AM showers, and like I talked about, could even see one or two into the afternoon. I'll go over the rest of our rain chances and that full 7-day forecast coming up.
Now, 20 minutes of non-stop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Hey there, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of non-stop news. I'm Brian Hoffman as Michelle has the day off. We have plenty of neighborhood news to get to folks from the city releasing new lake levels. It's not looking good. Deep tease there to the closure of 7 different CCISD schools all around the Coastal Bend. We've got you covered this morning with a lot of neighborhood news. But first, we got to check in with the weather. Meteorologist Stephen Jones is joining us. Hey, how you doing? Actually, you're looking at the roadways right now. My apologies.
No, that's all good. You know, I try to look at both. We're seeing a lot of cloud cover, and in terms of traffic, even a little bit of rain out there. So I am not complaining as we're going into our Tuesday morning. Luckily, it's not impacting the traffic flow out there right now. Here's a look at our SPID Skycam with a few cars heading out for that Tuesday morning commute for sure, but luckily they're flowing nice and smooth here on SPID, and as we get a good look at that traffic flow, not too many slowdowns to report, so let's get right into it right here with the new Harbor Bridge. If you're heading to or from Portland, going to be good and green, only a minor slowdown there if you're heading in from Ingleside this morning. Over towards Robstown and Calallen, 37 coming in the clear, as well as most of 44, only a very minor slowdown as you're getting closer to the Violet area. So over into our neck of the woods, really not looking too bad at all. As you work on Saratoga, getting closer to Crosstown Expressway, just a minor slowdown there, as well as Rodfield coming up on SPID, but other than that, our major roadways not going to run into any issues so far for our Tuesday morning. Now over towards Flower Bluff, Waldron Road is seeing a couple of slowdowns there along getting closer to the middle there, but as we work up towards the Naval Air Station, that's going to be the bigger slowdown with some of that medium stop and go traffic. Definitely want to account for a couple of those extra minutes, but other than that, looking like a good and green Tuesday morning.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Appreciate it, sir. So Corpus Christi City Council, they have a packed agenda for today's meeting. So council will hear a critical briefing on the city's water supply, along with a focus on the Evangeline groundwater project. They're also going to vote on an agreement to sell recycled water from the Greenwood treatment plant to Valero Refining. And deal could free up some drinking water for neighbors. Council members Erica Cantu, Carolyn Vaughn, and Sylvia Campos have placed multiple controversial items on the agenda as well. One would actually move the public comment period back to noon. That's reversing a change that the very same 3 council members made just 6 months ago. They also want council to consider eliminating the drought exemption fee. Stay tuned to Chris 6 on air and online for the very latest on those decisions. Well, the city of Corpus Christi has given us an update on our lake levels, and unfortunately, folks, it's not looking good. According to daily reservoir and pass-through status reports, the combined capacity for Choke Canyon Reservoir and Lake Corpus Christi have reached just 10%. That's the lowest levels in their history. Lake Corpus Christi currently stands at 11.6% capacity, while Choke Canyon Reservoir sits at 9.4%. And just a reminder, Corpus Christi is still under that Stage 3 water restrictions. That means you can't water your lawn, but you can water plants. Only 10 a.m. before 10 a.m. I should say, and after 6 p.m. Foundation watering by drip irrigation is allowed every other week on your designated watering day. You can also wash your car with by hand, I should say, with a 5-gallon bucket on your designated watering day. Swimming pools can be maintained, but you gotta cover them up when not in use. The Corpus Christi Independent School District has approved the closure of 7 schools right here in the Coastal Bend. So the vote came 4-3 Monday night after weeks of public testimony and 8 community listening sessions. The plan approved closing Fannin, Castores, Sanders, and Travis Elementaries, along with Brown, Haas, and Martin Middle Schools. So here's a quick breakdown of where the students from these 7 schools will be moved to next school year. Fannin Elementary students are going to be rezoned to Berlanga, Garcia, and Hicks Elementary Schools. And Castores, Sanders Elementary School students are going to be rezoned to Dawson, Galvan, and Encinos. And Yeager, actually. Travis students are going to be rezoned to Allen, Houston, Shaw, and Zavala. Brown Middle School and Haas students, you're going to be rezoned to Atkins, Grant, and Hamlin Middle Schools. And Martin Middle School students going to be rezoned to Cunningham and Driscoll Middle Schools. All these transition plans for students, staff, as well as transportation, that's going to be developed in the coming months ahead of the next school year.
I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter in Alice. It's that time of year where temperatures dip and rise back up again. And if you're constantly switching from your AC to your heater, there's a few things you need to know.
South Texas, you never know what you're going to get.
Weather whiplash is nothing new in South Texas, but the constant back and forth can put extra strain on your HVAC system. Whether your system is new or old, CAW Operation Manager J.D. Reese says regular checks are key, especially when temperatures keep flipping. Reese adds the constant switching increases stress on the heat pumps, shortening their lifespan. Older systems, however, can run into more trouble. The constant change can lead to burnt-out elements, failed motors. Repairs can range from a few $100s to the cost of an entirely new system. Another important tip, make sure to get your HVAC system checked twice a year so you're not left without heat or cool air when you need it the most.
Well, howdy and happy Tuesday, Coastal Bend. Taking a live look at our USS Lexington camp thanks to First Community Bank. Both the new Harbor Bridge and aquarium in view, putting on a good show so far, and 52 degrees on the board. Probably want to take the jacket with you as we're heading out this morning, especially if you work your way inland, even seeing some 40s on the board. Over the past 10 hours, we've seen a decent cool down, 57 at 8 p.m. last night, slowly down through the 50s, sitting in those lower 50s here in Corpus Christi, at least for now. And as we look at temperatures across the entire area, like I talked about, a couple of 40s out there. 47 degrees in Freer is going to be our cool spot. Cotulla has since come up now to 49 degrees. They were at 46 not too long ago. 48 there in San Diego. And as you work your way along the coast, seeing more of those mid-50s on the board. 57 there at the Naval Air Station. For our dog walking forecast this Tuesday, today we've got Lorelei Cuellar here on the board, ready to go on her walk over there on Ocean Drive. Temperature is going to be crawling through the 50s into the afternoon, chasing those 60s by the time we're heading out for lunch, with plenty of cloud cover, and can't rule out a stray shower or two, so maybe keep that umbrella handy. Forecast highs in your neck of the woods anywhere around the mid-60s, 63 in Alice, 65 here in Corpus Christi, as well as the Naval Air Station. Really not too much variability with all that cloud cover overhead, and all that cloud cover and the rain shower activity being fueled by all of this Pacific moisture you can see working over Mexico into South Texas and into the entirety of the Lone Star State for the most part. That's fueling all of this rain shower activity, but when you keep in mind that our dew points at the surface are incredibly dry, just know that all of this rain shower activity is actually elevated elevated above all that cloud cover you're seeing out there. So the green's going to be a little questionable if they're even reaching the ground. Some of the darker greens are likely to be, especially with the yellows and reds out there, and that's the activity that's going to be crawling into our neck of the woods over the next few hours. On this high-res model, you can see how that shapes up, especially by the 11 a.m. hour, pushing into that Corpus Christi area likely, and then after it works out, that's our best rain chance for right now. Still could see 1 or 2 stray showers this afternoon, but like I said, those are going to be the ones that are more questionable if they even reach our surface. By tomorrow, though, if you're tired of the cloud cover and that rainy activity, plenty of sunshine going to be on the way for you, and those temperatures chasing the mid-70s for daytime highs tomorrow. That upper level pattern, though, going to be a little bit of a back and forth action, especially because of everything going on in the eastern half of the United States. You can see those 2 cores of cold air really working in over by tomorrow night and into the weekend. That's going to send a couple good cold fronts our way, keeping us closer to that average, at least keeping in mind that average is 67 degrees. So going to be a little bit of a battle of the 60s and 70s as we're going through these next 5 days. And latest long range guidance puts us back on the warm up as we're heading in towards that back half of January. So keep that in mind. I'd say enjoy the 60s while we have them for today. Rain chance wise, today is going to be our best chance for right now, because the rest of the week clearly going to dry out until we finally get into the start of next week, where we see more of that moisture and upper level energy start to return back to the region. It's going to be our next rain chance by MLK Day, but with so much time to go, I'd urge you to check back for updates, especially as we're going through the week ahead. For that 7-day forecast, here's how we could shape up the rain chance today with cloudy, cool weather, plenty of sunshine, and then that roller coaster definitely ensues after we're going through tomorrow between the 70s and 60s. Luckily, by the weekend, plenty of sunshine on the board with those upper 60s for daytime highs.
There's been no shortage of changes for student loan borrowers under the Trump administration's overhaul of the Department of Education. And this year will bring even more. Because of a high number of borrowers in default and new rules under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, borrowers will have to pay close attention to their accounts. After a 5-year pause, federal student loan wage garnishments, or automatic paycheck deductions, are back. The Department of Education began sending notices this month, the first step in a process that could take 15% of borrowers' paychecks.
15% is a giant hit to one's income, especially when right now every dollar counts.
1,000 notices have been sent so far, a drop in the bucket of more than 5 million borrowers in default, but more letters are expected in the coming month. The wage garnishment notices are being mailed to borrowers' last known address, and officials worry many won't receive them. Missing the notice does not protect you from paycheck withholding or other seizures.
There is the possibility that some of your tax refund could be held on to.
It is much easier for the Department of Education to seize your tax refund than it is to sort of track down your employer and put a garnishment order in place.
Abby Shafroth with the National Consumer Law Center urges people to check if their tax refund is at risk before filing. You can call the Treasury Offset Program hotline to see if you've been flagged and maybe resolve some issues to hang on to the refund. The timing of the garnishments coincides with a quicker than expected end to the SAVE repayment plan. A recent court settlement means the 7 million borrowers enrolled will see the plan evaporate well before its original July 2028 expiration date.
They're going to start getting student loan bills probably very soon, and those bills are almost certainly going to be higher than the bills they received when they were enrolled in the SAVE plan.
There will be 3 payment options that remain, which adjust your monthly bill based on what you earn.
The income-based repayment plan is probably the most important, because that's the plan that's going to sort of survive even after a bunch of additional changes to the student loan system start going into effect starting this summer and over the next few years.
Another change ahead, borrowers consolidating or taking loans out after July of this year will face even more limited repayment options, as they'll be subject to these new rules.
I think the key advice for borrowers is sort of the ground is moving underneath you, and we're going to keep seeing changes.
Maura Barrett, Scripps News Group, Denver.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
All right, let's start off this list with President Donald Trump. He's saying he's imposing new tariffs on any country doing business with Iran. The president announced a 25% tariff on social media posts on Monday, saying that the order is final and goes into effect immediately. The White House has not provided more details about the tariff and how it will be implemented, but the order could make goods from China, a major trading partner with both Iran and the U.S., significantly more expensive to import. Well, the state of Minnesota, as well as the Twin Cities, are suing the Trump administration over the widespread immigration crackdown happening there. The lawsuit filed filed Monday argues that the unprecedented immigration operation in Minnesota is a, quote, federal invasion. They say it violates the 10th Amendment by unlawfully commandeering state resources, interfering with the state's authority to govern, and disregarding state law and city ordinances. They're seeking a court order to halt the crackdown. And a federal court hearing is actually scheduled today in Los Angeles over 2 California laws that prohibit federal agents from wearing masks. The laws also require the agents who are not in uniform to display visible identification during operations. The new requirements were signed into law by Governor Gavin Newsom in September. It's in the wake of recent ICE operations. The Department of Justice sued the state, claiming that the laws put federal agents at risk by making them more susceptible to violence from protesters. And Senator and former astronaut and naval officer Mark Kelly is suing the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, as well as the Pentagon in general. The lawsuit filed Monday claims that Hegseth violated Kelly's First Amendment rights by moving to punish him over a video that Kelly participated in with other Democratic lawmakers. Last week, Hegseth said that the Pentagon was taking steps to downgrade Kelly's military retirement rank and pay. The lawsuit also names the Defense Department, the U.S. Navy, and Navy Secretary. Hegseth and the Defense Department have not yet responded to a request for comment. Well, the Trump administration reached an agreement with drug maker AbbVie that says it will drop the price of some medications. Officials over at AbbVie say that they will offer these medications to Medicaid and consumers at the lowest price available in peer countries. Other medications will also be sold at discounted costs. The specifics, though, of these discounts were not disclosed. Analysts say without knowing this, it's still too soon to know what sort of impact this will have on Americans' budgets. And Target says that it's in the process of opening at least 30 stores in 20 different states. Most of the locations are in the South, with several in Florida, North Carolina, and right here in Texas. Target says it's not providing opening dates yet, but a few stores in the project are operating already. Long term, the retailer says it wants to add more than 300 locations over the next decade. On to what's trending now. The mullet is a haircut that not everyone can pull off. I know I can't. It's often referred to as business in the front, party in the back. Well, folks and their mullets turned out on Monday to take their shot at the championship crown at the mullet contest in Pennsylvania. In addition to winners in age categories, there is a Flow of Freedom Award. Now, this goes to the most patriotic participant, and a Best in Grow will be awarded to the winners of all of the categories. Oh man, yeah, I could never pull that off. But hey, just a quick little fun game show style, right? The top results for the names of mullets are the Squirrel Tail, the Kentucky Waterfall, the Camo Cut, the Hockey Hair, and my favorite, the Tickle Tornado.
Oh, the Tickle Tornado.
I've never heard of any of those guys, but yeah. No offense to anyone that can rock a mullet. Respect. I know I can't. Have you ever tried? I used to have long hair when I was in college, but I think this is a much more clean-cut professional look.
Yeah, you know, I've definitely always been a more short hair kind of style guy, but I've definitely seen some mullets around. You know, I've got a nephew who's got a pretty serious mullet, but I don't know if he's heard it called the Tickle Tornado either, so that'll be interesting. If I ever did grow one, I'd probably have to go with that nickname for it, you know. And, you know, as we're going into the morning hours, might not be too bad for a mullet out there. Keep you warm just a little bit with the 50s we're feeling this morning. Even a couple 40s have made their return to the board as we work further towards Cotulla and Freer. But first, starting off with that live look over at Snoopy's Pier. Thanks to Matthew CCAC, 57 degrees on the board. Water's looking nice and calm with the causeway in view, of course. Just a few cars heading out for that Tuesday morning commute right now. And over the past 10 hours, all that cloud cover overhead, it's made for a slow cool down through the 50s, holding out in those lower 50s so far for morning lows, and we'll see if we can shave off any more degrees or not. As we're looking at the temperatures in your neck of the woods, like I talked about, those 40s have made their return to Freer, 47 degrees, 49 as you work your way into Cotulla, and then a good warm up towards the coast, 56 at Port Aransas, 53 for Rockport, Hebronville coming in at that 50-degree mark to the southwest. After into the afternoon, I should say, we're all going to be warming up into those 60s for daytime highs, chasing the low to mid 60s by that 3 p.m. time frame. Wind's going to remain out of the north north for most of the day, but as we go into the evening hours, that's where we'll start to see them shift more back out of the south for us. More moisture on the way tomorrow, but also more sunshine and warmer temperatures, much more what we're used to here in the coastal bend. For the infrared satellite, this is what's fueling all of the rain shower activity we're seeing off towards the west right now. This Pacific moisture working over Mexico and making its way into South Texas. So what we're seeing is actually elevated showers out there. We have some pretty dry air at the surface, so any of the light greens you're seeing on here just to the south of Alice likely probably not making it to the surface, but some of those darker greens and the yellows you're seeing closer there to Highway 59, those are likely making it through that dry air all the way to the surface, and this activity over the next few hours going to crawl into our neck of the woods. You can see that here on this high resolution model. By that 11 a.m. time frame pushing in towards lunch, we see that system moving through, and into the afternoon can't rule out 1 or 2 more stray showers trying to push in, but they're going to be in that light green category, so questions going to be raised if they're even going to make it through that dry air towards the surface. By tomorrow, more of that sunshine going to be back on the board and temperatures warming back into those 70s. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. The roller coaster definitely going to ensue through the next few days, chasing those 60s, those 70s, those 60s, those 70s. The weather can't make up its mind, it looks like, as we go through these next few days, but either way, a beautiful weekend heading our way with temperatures in those upper 60s and plenty of sunshine.
Very nice. Not too bad at all. You know, yeah, I could totally see you as Stephen Tickle Tornado Jones.
Stephen Tickle Tornado.
That'll be your new meteorologist
I'll
name.
have to think about it. I'll go update my pages. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I ever have to go for a mullet, but for now, we'll keep it on the back burner.
I like it. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for tuning in, folks. We'll be back at noon with even more news from your neighborhood.